Okay, these are your notes for section 8.6 on trapezoids. Now, a trapezoid is a quadrilateral with exactly one pair of parallel sides. Okay, key part of this is one pair of parallel sides. If we remember about parallelograms have two sets of parallel sides, the left and the right and the top and bottom. A trapezoid only has one. It'll be either the top and bottom or the left and right, only one set of parallel sides. So we're going to draw the Venn diagram. Remember, the big circle is quadrilaterals, four-sided figures, and then we talked about parallelograms already. Parallelograms are over here. You have rectangles inside a special type of parallelogram. You have rhombuses, and then that overlap, where rectangles and rhombuses, a rhombi overlap, is where squares are, because a square is both a rectangle and a rhombus. Trapezoids are their own set. They are completely separate. Because remember, parallelograms have two sets, so they've got one whole circle inside quadrilaterals of parallel sides, and trapezoids only have one set of parallel sides, so they're in a separate group. Okay, so this is what your Venn diagram looks like. We will add to that in the next video, so make sure you know that. Okay, now there are several parts to a trapezoid. First part are the bases, and the bases are the parallel sides. And again, they'll either be the top and bottom or the left and right. In our example here, they're the left and right. Okay, this is a base, and this is a base, because those are the sides that are marked parallel. They have those triangles on them. Okay, the legs are the non-parallel sides. So that's a leg, and there's a leg. Okay, the two sides that will eventually intersect if we continued the lines. Now, base angles are the angles touching the base. Pretty easy definition. Touching a base. And they come in pairs. Okay, we're going to mark them with X's here. These are two pairs of base angles. That's one pair of base angles, because they touch the base on the right. Here's the other pair of base angles, because they touch the base on the left. Okay, now a big idea, this is really a large idea, pretty much the only one about trapezoids, is that going along one of the legs here, these two angles are supplementary, because they're consecutive interior angles, same side interior angles. That leg acts as the transversal to the two parallel lines. So it cuts the two parallel lines, so they're supplementary. They add to 180. So one X and one O here would add to 180. And it doesn't matter which leg, but it has to be along the same leg. Okay? So these two angles are supplementary, as are these two. Okay? They don't go across. They have to be along the same leg. And that's a big idea. Okay? So that's the big idea you need to get from this. That's the only thing about trapezoids that you need to remember. That, and that they have one set of parallel sides. Okay? We are going to talk about the median, and the median applies to all types of trapezoids. We're going to learn another type of trapezoid here in a second. It's not specific to one type of trapezoid. So the median is a line segment that connects the midpoints of the legs. Okay? We have the midpoints marked here, and notice that this side, because the legs aren't going to be the same length, the left-hand side here has congruent marks with one hash mark. The right side has two, because they're not going to be the same length. But the median connects those. Alright? Now, The top and bottom here are our parallel sides. And there's two ideas about the median. Okay, remember this is a base, and this is a base. The median is parallel to the bases. So it's also parallel. Those three lines will never intersect. Okay? Now the length of the median is half of base 1 plus base 2. And it doesn't matter which one is 1, 2. It could be the top or the bottom, base 1 and base 2. But the median is half of those added together. Or we could say the median is 2 times B1 plus B2, which I'm abbreviating for base 1 and base 2. I can move that half to the other side and just multiply whatever my median is by 2. And that's used more to find a base. Okay? If I want to find the median, I will use this first formula. If I want to find a base, I'll use the second one. Okay? Now we're going to do two quick examples, one with angles, base angles, and the other one with the median. First example here, we have a trapezoid. Notice the bases in this one are the top and the bottom. Those are the two that are marked parallel. Okay? It says determine the measure of angle 1 and angle 2. Now we said earlier that along one of the legs, those two base angle from each pair is going to add to 180. These are supplementary. Okay? These are supplementary also. Same idea happens here. So what we can do is say 180 equals angle 1 plus 82. And we can subtract 82 from both sides. So angle 1 equals 180 minus 82 is 98. So there's angle 1. We can treat angle 2 the same way. 145 plus angle 2 equals 180. Subtract 145 from both sides. Angle 2 equals 180 minus 145 is 35. Okay? That's how we figure out what the base angles are. You have to go down one of the legs. That's the important part. A lot of people will make the mistake and go off the base. Okay? The parallel sides. You can't be off the parallel side. It has to be both angles touching the leg. Okay? And both sides won't be the same for a regular trapezoid. They'll be different angles. So you'll have to do it twice. One for the left-hand side, one for the right. One for each leg. Now, the other example here says MN is the median of trapezoid RSTU. Find X and its length. Okay? The median's length. They tell us that RS is 3x plus 5, UT is 9x minus 5, and MN is 2x plus 15. Now they tell us that this one is the median. Okay, that's the important part. So we know which one we're going to use to find the median. So we'll set this up. We're going to use that first formula. We'll say the median equals 1/2 times the base 1 base plus base 2. So 3x plus 5 plus 9x minus 5. Let me write that formula out again. The median equals 1/2 B1 plus B2. That's what we're using here. Okay, now we're going to simplify it. 2x plus 5 doesn't change, equals 1/2 times, well, our 5's cancel, and then 3x plus 9x is 12x. We'll keep going here. Half of 12x is 6x. So now 2x, and I wrote down 5's, it should be 15. That's my mistake. 2x plus 15. Subtract 2x from both sides. 15 equals 6x minus 2x is 4x. Divide both sides by 4. We're going to make this into a decimal. So 15 divided by 4 ends up being 3.75. Now there's x. It also wants to know what the median is. So we have to take that and plug it back in. Okay? So we will do 2 times 3.75 plus 15, and we get, well, 2 times 3.75. We can put that in the calculator if we need to. Get 7.5 plus 15 gives us 22.5. So there's the median. Make sure you answer both questions here because we have to find x and the length, okay? So the median, mn, equals 22.5. We've answered both of them. Now, if you have questions, go back and rewatch the video. I'll give you pointers on what's things that cause people problems. Median for most people is pretty easy. What causes people problems? Common mistakes are with those base angles. So make sure that you take the angles that are touching one leg. So you follow the leg down, and the two angles that are touching it, those are the two angles that add to 180. Okay, the leg, not the base. Okay, again, if you have questions, go back and rewatch the video. If you still have questions, bring them to class next time.